Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the book of 2 Corinthians. Today we begin looking at chapter 6. We're going to look at the first 2 verses of chapter 6 today. Now, Paul has been talking to the Corinthians about our salvation. That when we're saved, we become a new creation in Christ. The old goes away, we become new creatures entirely. Talks about we are reconciled to God. Before we were enemies, now we are brought home through this reconciliation. And all this came about because Christ made the atoning sacrifice for us on the cross. He who knew no sin took our sin upon himself that we might become the righteousness of God in him. That is the essence of salvation. But again, what Paul is encouraging is to be reconciled, accept your salvation. Come to faith in Christ. Don't delay. Do it now. And that's what he says in the first 2 verses of chapter 6. He urges them, if you have not yet believed, believe. Now is the time. Notice how he says it. As God's co-workers, we urge you not to receive God's grace in vain. For he says, in the time of my favor, I heard you. And in the day of salvation, I helped you. I tell you, now is the time of God's favor. Now is the day of salvation. So basically what Paul is saying is that the time is now, this present moment. It is the day of salvation. Don't delay. Don't put it off. Don't wait for another day. Don't procrastinate. God offers you saving grace in Jesus Christ. Don't take that grace in vain as if it's no small matter, as if you can just put it off for another day. You don't know what another day will bring. You don't even know if you have another day. All that we have is the present moment. So Paul says, understand clearly, now is the time. Now is the day of salvation. Now is the time of God's favor. You know, that's an important word for us. I've known so many people, and you have too, who sort of put off doing what needs to be done in terms of their life in God. They want things to be right with God. They want to walk in the grace of Jesus Christ. They want to experience the wonder of salvation, and they intend to, but they just keep putting it off for another day, for another time, for another week, for another year. There's plenty of time, they think. I can get around to it later. There's plenty of opportunities. They'll come later. There's no hurry. There's no hurry. But Paul says, understand the present moment is the moment we have. It's the only one that's guaranteed to us. None of us knows what the future is going to bring. So this present moment is the time for decision. Now is the day of salvation. Now is the time of God's favor. So be reconciled to God. Believe in Jesus. Come to faith. Experience the wonder of his saving grace for you. There's no value in waiting. There's no gain to be made by putting it off for another day. Accept his salvation now. So Paul would be like the evangelist offering the altar call and saying, come now and receive the grace of God. Tomorrow is not the time. Today is the time. Don't wait till tomorrow. You may have tomorrow, but you may not. Why wait? Now is the day of salvation. Isn't it interesting that he quotes from Isaiah in that passage? You know, when he says, in the time of my favor I heard you, in the day of salvation I helped you. That's from Isaiah. So even the prophet Isaiah spoke the same message years ago. And now Paul simply reemphasizes it. Today is the day of salvation. Believe, trust, give your heart to the Lord, and experience the wonder of his saving grace. Now is the day of God's salvation. Tomorrow's session we'll continue looking at chapter 6. I hope you join us then for our next 5-minute Bible study in the book of 2 Corinthians.